Today, we're diving into the book The Midas Touch by Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This book is not about how to save money. It's not about getting a safe job or slowly climbing the corporate ladder. The Midas Touch is about how certain people turn ideas into massive wealth. It explains why some individuals can take almost any opportunity and build a successful business, while others fail again and again, even with money, education, and connections. If you don't have time to read over 300 pages, this video will give you all the core ideas in one complete story. By the end, you'll feel like you truly understood the book, not just heard a summary. This book is especially useful for entrepreneurs and future entrepreneurs, people who are tired of working only for money, those who have ideas but don't know which ones are worth pursuing, anyone who feels stuck and wants to think on a bigger level. One important warning right away: Trump and Kiyosaki do not teach how to be polite or safe. They teach how to be effective. This book challenges a lot of comfortable beliefs. Why schools train employees, not creators. Why being smart does not guarantee wealth. Why most people fear risk and how that fear keeps them poor. And what truly separates wealthy people from those who almost succeed. We'll go through the book step by step, breaking down each major idea, explaining it in simple language, and showing it how it can be applied in real life. So let's begin. The first and most important idea of the book is simple. Money does not make you rich. Your mindset does. Part 1. What the Midas Touch really is. The first thing the authors make clear is this: the Midas Touch is not money, luck, or chance. In the ancient myth, King Midas could turn everything he touched into gold. Trump and Kiyosaki use this story as a metaphor. The Midas Touch is the ability to turn ideas into value, not once, not by accident, but again and again. True entrepreneurs are not defined by how much money they have. They are defined by the fact that even without money, they know how to create it. Core idea. If you have the Midas Touch, money will eventually come. If you don't, any money you get will eventually disappear. Most people want guarantees, safety, certainty, but this mindset kills entrepreneurship. Simple example. Imagine two people. The first suddenly gets a large amount of money. They buy expensive things and enjoy life. A few years later, the money is gone. The second starts with almost nothing. They fail, lose, and try again. Years later, they have a business, assets, connections, experience. The difference is simple. One got money without the mindset. The other built the mindset without money. A critical point. School teaches us to be good employees, but not owners. We are trained to follow rules, avoid mistakes, and seek approval. But business requires responsibility, failure, uncertainty, risk. That's why smart and disciplined people often stay broke. They are afraid to step outside the system. Trump's perspective. Trump emphasizes one hard truth. Big money is not made through effort alone. It's made through scale of thinking. You can work very hard and still earn little, or you can think bigger, see opportunities, and take responsibility for large decisions. The Midas Touch is the ability to think big even when others say it's impossible. Takeaway. Money is a result, not the cause. Mindset and skills create wealth. Without entrepreneurial thinking, money is temporary. The Midas Touch can be developed, but fear must be confronted. Part 2. Fear, the greatest enemy of wealth. In this section, Trump and Kiyosaki make it very clear. People are held back not by lack of money, but by fear. Not vague fear, very specific ones. Fear of failure, fear of looking stupid, fear of losing money, fear of judgment, fear of uncertainty. Most people live by one rule: safety first. But entrepreneurship begins where safety ends. Core idea: risk is not the problem. Risk of risk is. Wealthy people are not fearless. They simply act despite fear. Fear exists for everyone. The difference is who controls it. Why fear is so powerful. From childhood, we are taught, don't make mistakes, don't take risks, find a stable job. As a result, people hesitate to start businesses, invest, take responsibility. They always wait for the perfect moment, but the truth is, it never comes. Real-life example. One person keeps preparing forever. They read books, watch videos, take courses, but never act. Another person knows less, but starts anyway. They fail, lose money, learn, and grow. Experience beats unused knowledge every time. Trump's blunt truth. People who fear losing the most often lose the most. They play too safe and miss opportunities. In business, winners are not the smartest. They are the fastest to adapt. Risk versus recklessness. This book is not about blind risk. It's about calculated risk. Understand the downside, accept it, then act. Takeaway. Fear is natural, but it must not control decisions. Knowledge without action is useless. Mistakes are the cost of growth. Safety is often an illusion. Part 3. Comfort and stability, silent killers of potential. After fear, the authors move to something even more dangerous: comfort. Their message is clear. Comfort is more dangerous than fear. Why? Because fear is obvious. Comfort is invisible. Core idea. Comfort creates the illusion of safety and slowly kills growth. A person may have a stable paycheck, a familiar routine, low risk. Everything looks fine, but growth stops. Why stability is a trap. Stability works for systems, but not for personal growth. A stable job reduces hunger, weakens ambition, kills entrepreneurial thinking. People stop asking, how can I create more value? What happens in 5 years? They simply adapt. A very real example. I have a normal job, not great, but okay. This sentence destroys more potential than failure. Why? Because it's not painful enough to leave and not exciting enough to grow. Trump's blunt view. Most people are not poor, they are comfortable. Comfort makes people reactive, not creative. What people with the Midas Touch do. They create discomfort on purpose. They take on more responsibility. They raise the bar constantly. They know if life is too comfortable today, it will be painful tomorrow. Takeaway. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Stability often means stagnation. Okay is a dangerous place to stay. Growth requires intentional discomfort. Part 4. Action and decision-making, the line between poverty and wealth. After fear and comfort, the authors focus on action. Their message is uncomfortable but simple. Ideas are worthless. Decisions are everything. Core idea. Wealthy people decide fast and adjust later. Everyone else waits and does nothing. Most people want full certainty before acting, but clarity comes after action, not before it. Why people stay stuck. Common traps: perfectionism, waiting for the perfect idea, fear of responsibility. As long as you don't act, you can't fail, but you also can't win. Business example. Two people see the same opportunity. One analyzes forever. The other starts small and learns. A year later, one is still planning. The other is already in the game. The difference is not intelligence, it's decisiveness. Trump's principle. Speed is a competitive advantage. It's better to make an imperfect decision today than a perfect one never. What people with the Midas touch understand. They act before certainty. They accept mistakes. They take responsibility. They know failure is part of progress. Takeaway. Ideas without action are useless. Decisiveness beats perfection. Speed often beats accuracy. Responsibility is the price of growth. Part 5. Thinking in Scale. Why hard work alone keeps people poor. At this point, the authors draw a clear line. Most people think linearly. Wealthy people think in scale. Linear thinking sounds like, if I work more, I'll earn more. If I improve my skills, income will grow. But linear growth always hits a limit: time and energy. Core idea. Wealth is created by systems, not effort alone. Working more hours has a ceiling. Systems do not. Wealthy people ask, how can I build something that works without me? Job versus business. A job trades time for money. A business builds structure. If your business can't run without you, it's not a business, it's self-employment. Simple example. One person serves clients alone. Another builds a team that does the same work. Same skill, completely different results. Trump's mindset. Think bigger than feels comfortable. Small thinking asks, what if it fails? Big thinking asks, how can this be done? The difference is not money, it's the questions. Why people avoid scale. Scale requires delegation, responsibility, higher stakes. Many prefer control over growth. That choice keeps them small. Takeaway. Linear growth is limited. Scale requires systems. Delegation is essential. Big money lives in big structures. Part 6. Team and Delegation. Why lone players rarely win big. After scale, the authors move to people. Here's the hard truth. Big wealth is almost never built alone. Core idea. Scale always depends on people. You can have a great idea, a strong product, high motivation. Without a team, growth stops. Negative example. Why people avoid delegation. Common reasons. I can do it better myself. Fear of losing control. Lack of trust. But the truth is simple. If you can't tolerate other people's mistakes, you're not ready for big business. Positive example. A solo entrepreneur does everything. They are busy, stressed, and important, but they are also trapped. Another builds systems and teams. They lose some control and gain freedom and scale. Trump's view. Your job is not to be the smartest person in the room. Your job is to build the right room. Leadership beats control. Leadership versus management. Managers control tasks. Leaders create vision. Wealthy people ask, who can do this better than me? How do I build the right environment? Takeaway. Big wealth requires teams. Delegation is strength. Loss of control is the price of growth. Leadership matters more than skills. Part 7. The real Midas Touch skills. Why expertise does not equal wealth. Here, the authors make a bold statement. Being highly skilled does not automatically make you wealthy. The market doesn't pay for effort or expertise. It pays for value and leverage. Core idea. Wealth is created by connecting people, ideas, and resources, not by technical skills alone. The world is full of brilliant specialists who earn less than people who know how to package and scale their work. Expert versus entrepreneur. Experts ask, how can I become better at my craft? Entrepreneurs ask, how can this become a system? How can this scale? Experts earn while working. Entrepreneurs earn while systems work. Simple example. A top specialist works alone and is limited by time. An entrepreneur builds a team and a brand. They know less technically, but earn more. Trump's view. Wealth is a game of deals and ownership. Ask, who owns the asset? Who controls cash flow? Execution without ownership has limits. Skills that truly matter. Sales and negotiation. Financial thinking, opportunity vision, leadership, decision-making. Takeaway. Expertise alone won't make you rich. Value and scale matter more than skill. Ownership beats execution. Skills are tools, not the destination. Part 8. Failure and Mistakes. Why the wealthy are grateful for them. Trump and Kiyosaki make one thing very clear. You cannot reach big success without failure. The difference is not failure itself, it's how people interpret it. Most see failure as proof they are not good enough, a reason to stop, a signal to quit. People with the Midas Touch see feedback. Core idea. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Wealthy people ask, what did this teach me? How do I use this experience? Why people fear mistakes. From childhood, mistakes are punished, so people avoid situations where failure is possible. But growth only exists there. Business example. Two people fail at the same business. One quits, the other analyzes, adapts, and tries again. Same failure, different future. Trump's perspective. Trump has lost large amounts of money, but he sees loss as temporary and lessons as permanent. People who never failed usually never played big. Failure as a filter. Failure separates those who take it personally from those who treat it professionally. Takeaway. Failure is unavoidable. Failure provides information. Wealthy people fail faster and learn faster. Fear of mistakes blocks growth. Part 9. Money as a tool. Why your beliefs set your income ceiling. Trump and Kiyosaki explain one key idea. Money itself is neutral. It simply amplifies who you already are. If you think small, money increases fear. If you think big, money increases opportunity. Core idea. Wealth and poverty begin in the mind, not in the bank account. Many people want money but fear responsibility and loss. That conflict keeps money away. Common limiting beliefs. Money is dangerous. Big money is not for people like me. Rich people are dishonest. It's safer to stay small. These beliefs quietly limit growth. Simple example. One person avoids responsibility. Another asks how to handle it. Money flows to the second. Trump's view. Money is a tool for freedom and influence. The real problem is not money, it's fear of money. Money equals responsibility. More money means more responsibility. Many people avoid growth because they fear that weight. Takeaway. Money amplifies mindset. Beliefs set income limits. Wealth requires responsibility. Money is a tool, not a goal. Part 10. Assets, Investing, and Playing the Long Game. After discussing money as a tool,
The authors focus on one question: where should money go if you want real wealth? Their answer is clear: the wealthy buy assets, not liabilities. Core idea: wealth is not built by income alone, but by what you do with money after you earn it. Many people earn well, but increase spending just as fast, so nothing changes. What is an asset? An asset produces income, grows in value, works without your constant involvement. Examples include businesses, ownership shares, income-generating property, systems that create cash flow. Simple example: two people earn the same amount. One increases lifestyle, the other builds assets. Years later, one still depends on work, the other has income streams. Trump's approach: wealthy people think long-term. They ask, where will this lead in 5 years? Short-term thinking rarely creates freedom. Why most people avoid investing? Investing is slow and boring at first. Consumption is fast and emotional. But patience builds freedom. Takeaway: income is not enough. Assets create freedom. Consumption traps people. Wealth is a long-term game. Part 11. Opportunities and Crises. Why some see chaos and others see gold. Trump and Kiyosaki explain a simple truth: the world is always unstable. Crises are not exceptions, they are part of the system. The key question is, do you see threat or opportunity? Core idea: crises don't create winners and losers, they reveal them. Most people panic and freeze. Entrepreneurs analyze and act. Example: in every crisis, some quit, others buy cheap, others build new markets. Different reactions create different futures. Trump's mindset: crisis improves negotiation power. It reduces competition. Those who act early gain advantage. Core idea: opportunity is a skill. Seeing opportunity is learned, not gifted. Ask constantly, how can value be created here? Takeaway: crises are normal. Panic kills opportunity. Flexibility wins. Action reveals gold. Part 12. Reputation, Brand, and Influence. Why your name can be worth more than money. Trump and Kiyosaki stress one key idea: money can be lost and rebuilt. Reputation works for you or against you for years. For people with the Midas Touch, reputation is an asset. Core idea: reputation accelerates opportunity. Trust makes everything easier: partnerships, investments, negotiations. Without trust, every deal is harder. What brand really means? Not social media, not image. Brand is, do people trust you? Do you deliver? How do you act under pressure? Example: two entrepreneurs, same ideas. One keeps promises, the other chases short-term wins. One grows, the other gets avoided. Trump's view: visibility and influence amplify results, but influence without results fades fast. Why reputations fail: short-term thinking, broken promises, avoiding responsibility. Reputation takes years to build and seconds to destroy. Takeaway: reputation is an asset. Trust accelerates growth. Influence multiplies scale. Short-term gains can destroy long-term success. Part 13. Freedom and Responsibility. What being rich really means. In the final chapters, the authors reach their core message. Money is not the goal.
Money is a result of freedom and responsibility. Most people want freedom but avoid responsibility. That's why freedom never comes. Core idea. True freedom belongs only to those who take full responsibility for their lives. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. Freedom is owning the consequences. Trump's blunt truth. If you are not ready to accept failure, you don't deserve success. Big rewards come to those who stay in the game. Core idea. Kiyosaki's conclusion. Wealthy people think like owners, not victims. They ask, what can I do about this? Final insights. Money follows mindset. Comfort kills growth. Scale beats effort. Teams beat solo work. Failure is part of the path. Reputation is a real asset. Responsibility creates freedom. The real question is not, how do I make money? It is, who must I become so money works for me? Conclusion. The Midas Touch is not a promise of easy wealth. It's a challenge. It asks if you're ready to think bigger, take responsibility, and stop looking for guarantees. So here's the final question. Which idea from this book will you apply tomorrow? Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and explore other book breakdowns here.